Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 603 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm especially happy to be with you today for so many reasons, but the main one is I wasn't sure this episode was actually going to happen. It's been kind of a rough week for me. I have felt terrible. It started with a UTI, maybe TMI, but it continued with an antibiotic that made me feel awful for like 5 days, but I also couldn't stop taking it or I would certainly die or something. I don't know. That's how it felt. Everybody was like, you cannot stop taking the antibiotic. Anyway, yes, I'm being kind of dramatic, but I don't get sick much. So when I do, it's a really good reminder to have compassion for those that are sick, but also to never underestimate the power of feeling good or of having your full health, and anything I can do to maintain that, I will unapologetically do. Because sometimes I feel like an outsider because of the way I eat, and I don't eat gluten or grains. I don't eat dairy for the most part. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. And most of that, though, is really just for my health and really no other reason. And I've been a little lax on it here and there lately, and being sick, I don't know if you've ever felt this, but when you're sick, you start making deals with God about how you're going to behave if he will only heal you immediately. I'm sure you understand, but I'm feeling a lot better, and I appreciate being well so much more for having been that sick. And I'm much more compassionate because of it as well, which that's a positive. And see, you can see a positive from anything. You just have to look for it. Now, because I was sick for like 5 days, which is a long time for me, I was kind of freaking out about podcast episodes. And at one point I thought, I'm not going to be able to do it this week. I couldn't put a sentence together. How was I going to do an entire episode and then record and then publish? But then a couple things happened. So one, I remembered something a coach of mine told me that at the time I thought was kind of a defeatist statement, and I even questioned her on it. But she said that you have to be willing to put out your B work. Everything isn't going to be A+ every time. It can't be. You'll never get anything done if it always has to be perfect every time. So I thought, okay, this doesn't have to be perfect. Just show up. And her words kind of made sense finally. I mean, we think if we can't work out for at least 45 minutes, why even go to the gym? When a 15-minute workout will keep you in the game. It'll keep the momentum going. I mean, we think if we can't hit a home run, we shouldn't be playing baseball. Or if we aren't getting a number one hit song, we should stop singing. But are we singing because we love to sing? Or is it because all we want to do is be number one? If you're doing something you love and you are driven to keep doing it by some unseeable force, you're getting what you're supposed to be getting from it, even if the original plan isn't panning out. Now, those consistent gym workouts that maybe didn't have you losing the pounds you hoped, but still make you feel amazing, yeah, keep doing them. The job you love and lights you up, but maybe isn't making you famous or extremely wealthy like you hoped, keep doing it because you're getting from it what's meant for you. Otherwise, it wouldn't feel right and you wouldn't be pulled to continue doing it. Now, something about this whole conversation reminds me of the Garth Brooks song, Unanswered Prayers. Remember that song? It's kind of a blast from the past, but sometimes the things we want and pray for are not what's in our best interest. And God knows that. So unanswered prayers are often redirections to a better path for us. When you are on your right path, you know it, and it pulls you. When you veered off that path, you know that too. And so that unseeable force may be trying to show you the quickest path to get back to feeling like you again. And that guidance is always available if you allow yourself to sit quietly and listen. Which brings me to the second thing that happened that reminded me why I never miss publishing an episode. I got a random text. Now, before I tell you what the text said, I have to tell you this, I kid you not, over the years as I've been doing this, anytime I've seriously considered skipping out on an episode, I'll get a message from someone randomly saying, I really love that episode, or this episode really helped me, every single time. And this time was no different. My good friend who had moved away but also listens to every episode reached out during my depths of despair. Okay, that's a little dramatic, but also not that dramatic, to be honest. So she reaches out by text, and the text was also very dramatic. So in the first line of her text, it was the only line I saw. You know how they kind of preview it? The only line I saw first said, "I need to tell you something." So now when you get a text like that, I don't know if it's just me, but when I get a text that starts with, "I need to tell you something," I'm thinking the worst, like, oh no. But she quickly followed that text up with, "I meditated for the first time this morning for 10 minutes. I literally laughed out loud because it's so her to set me up like that. But I was also genuinely happy for her, because if she can make that a habit, it will bring a level of peace and calmness to her life that will be transformative. And that's been influenced by this podcast. And I needed that little text. And now as she listens, she'll know that because she knows who she is. You see, the universe doesn't want me to quit doing this. And I feel that to my bones. Whether it's for more work needed for me, or one of you guys out there that's always listening, or just for putting good energy out into the universe to spread. I don't know, but together we're doing good work. Remember that. You being the best version of you is a beautiful, positive way to be the change you wish to see in the world. And you will affect change simply by being your best self. And that change will have a ripple effect. And you may not realize how you being your absolute best affects the people around you, but affects them, it does. So unapologetically keep being the best you possible, even when it's hard and even when it's not perfect A+ work. Keep it up, not just for you, but for everyone around you too. Share this with 3 people striving to be their best to remind them to keep it up. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.